Let's stand and sing this song on the back of your bulletin, please.
You may be seated. Well, welcome to the Smith Mountain Lake Seventh-day Adventist Church. We're thrilled that you're here. You know, to our members, we're always glad you're here. And to any visitors that we might have, we're just super excited that you're here with us today. So we're looking forward to the Sabbath day services, and may God richly bless each of you today. Could I tell you just a brief story? Would you give me 2 minutes? You may. Did y'all have a good week this week? Yes. Good. I had a great week this week. I had the opportunity to go by my dad's house a couple of times, make him a big king's breakfast. He needs that from time to time. He has a little challenge in the eating department right now. So it was a good week. I also was able to take care of a couple of problems around the house. One was a mower problem. My wife gave me permission to buy a new mower last fall. I had to check with my financial advisor. She said yes, and so I bought a mower. This mower had a little leak in the hydraulics, so I had to take it in to be fixed. But while I was there, this was when I bought the mower, they put on this mower what they call a grass flap. Now that is designed so that when you go by a mulch bed, you can push a pedal, the flap comes down, it blocks the grass from shooting out into the mulch, and I thought, hey, that's a great idea, I'll take one of those. But what I didn't realize was that this deck, it's known as the velocity deck. It produces a lot of air. It even would blow grass past the blocker. If you mulch leaves, you're covered in dust. You get dirty. You just get dirty. And so I decided to put a mulch kit on it, which that chops up the grass, it integrates it with the lawn, and it makes it a much nicer experience. And you know, witnessing is the same way. When we block our fellow neighbors and friends from Christ, we all get dirty, very dirty. But when we mulch, we integrate our friends with the Holy Spirit. And then the Holy Spirit works in our hearts and in our lives and changes us. So it's my prayer that we become mulchers and not grass blockers as we live our lives in the remaining days that we have on planet Earth. Let's be mulchers and not blockers. Just a few announcements as we get started. We're going to have a Sabbath School Council meeting Thursday, May the 19th. Now, that's not this coming Thursday, but it's the following Thursday. So mark your calendars for 6 p.m. And if you're a superintendent, if you're a teacher, a greeter, or one on the tech team, please plan on attending. Our goal is to make our Sabbath School experience richer and more meaningful. Please come so you can participate in discussing matters pertaining to our Sabbath School. And I think we'll gain a rich blessing during that discussion. Also, you are invited to a 2-day yard sale. Are you excited yet? A 2-day yard sale. It'll be Sunday, May 29th, and we've got a couple of weeks. It'll be on a Sunday and Monday, which is Memorial Day. So the time, the best we know is it's going to be early, we're told. So stay tuned. I guess we'll get the exact time soon. More information on that, and the place that it'll be is at the Poff's homestead. So Rhonda invites you, for those of you who would like to bring a table, bring your own table, and sell some of your own items, and maybe just don't leave what you don't sell in their front yard. That may be helpful. Now, Rhonda will be doing a lot of advertising. So you know how Rhonda is with these things. She just loves it. So she'll be advertising heavily. So you can probably sell anything you want. There'll be many customers. Next Sabbath, the offering will be for disaster and famine relief for the General Conference and the North American Division. And and by the way, pray for that. That's the purpose of mentioning what next Sabbath's offering is for, so you can pray about it through the week. Also, get your information to Martha by May 14th, which is Wednesday, next Wednesday, for the bulletin information. We hope you have a wonderful Sabbath day as you worship with us today. But before we start our worship service, I would like to call Linda up. And Linda has got a very special tribute for mothers.
Good morning. I want to read something regarding mothers and Mother's Day and see if you come across the same kind of ideas. First, I'll tell you a little bit. Some years ago, and it's actually down in Winthville. It's interesting that that's where we end up. My dad had passed away down there, and a year and a half later, my mother was in really bad shape. And she wasn't going to make it, and so hospice brought her home. And I remember standing beside her bed with her laying there and realizing that her breath, his air, was not what it should be. And all of a sudden, and she hadn't talked, she had her eyes wide open, and it stayed that way. But she said, "I didn't do too good as a mother." And all I could say to her was, "It's okay, you're fine, and we love you." And that was it. You know, you have to be so aware, you know, that mothers work themselves too much. Anyway, I was telling Russ that, he said, "You're not going to read the whole book, are you?" And I said, "No." And the one I should have probably brought, and I have brought, I think, one other time, I have 2 4-inch binders with the, you know, and those are all letters that my mother wrote when we were in India and sent them home to family, and they all kept them. So you could take it from there, you know, she was with it at that point in time. It was rough. Anyway, I'm reading something that says, "Sometimes there isn't any more." I grew up in the 50s with very practical parents. A mother, God love her, who washed aluminum foil after she cooked on it, then reused it. We all know somebody that did exactly that was here before they had a name for it even. My father was happier getting old shoes, fixing them, than buying new ones. Their marriage was good, their dreams focused. Their best friends lived barely